Hi everyone, it's the EnglishSimmer here, and this video is brought to you through the EA Creator Network. This is tagged as an ad because I was gifted with early access to the brand new expansion pack, The Sims 4 for Rent. And we are, of course, in my happy place. Ever since I saw the reveal trailer for this expansion, I've been checking out the clothes, I've been loving the hairstyles, so I was actually really excited to kick this off, start within Create a Sim, and basically check out all of the assets. When it comes to personality, there's like quite a bit to show off in this pack, which is a little bit exciting. I will say what is less exciting is it does kind of feel like the aspirations that are included have kind of gone back to being tutorials. I feel in Horse Ranch they were a little bit of a challenge, whereas the 4 that we get in For Rent, why are there so many 4s? Sims team, what are you trying to do to me? They do feel like they are just walking you through different aspects of this new expansion pack. First up, we have the Seeker of Secrets. This is probably my personal favorite. I just think this is a little bit fun. I love like deviance aspirations anyway. I feel like it's quite nice to have a little bit of a troublemaker in the game. So this sim loves the thrill of discovering juicy secrets about other Sims. What they do with that information has yet to be decided. A lot of them have to do with like animations and interactions that you can do in gameplay, but just to give you a quick little overview, this sim basically wants to be nosy. We have a nosy trait introduced with this pack as well, which we will get into, but they want to snoop, they want to discover secrets, be it about their neighbors, their family, whoever it is. They want to blackmail Sims, which is an option, break into houses. Basically, they are the snoops of this pack. Next up, we have the 5-star property owner. Sim wants to be the best property owner the world has ever seen. Basically, they want to be a landlord. This is the landlord pack. They want to own a house and they want to look after the tenants in it. So handle maintenance events, handle emergencies, get a higher rating on your units. If you want to be a property owner and explore that, this is the one for you because it's gonna like tell you how to do things, which is what I mean when I say a tutorial. Like you basically just hover over the aspiration panel and it tells you how to go about things. We have the classic location based, which is the fount of Tomarani knowledge. This sim wants to immerse themselves in everything Tomarang has to offer, basically interacting with the world around you. Going to visit the night market, the tiger sanctuary, creating different cuisines that are on offer in this new pack, and finally discerning dweller. This is for the Sims that you want to play as a tenant only and not really the property manager. So this sim aspires to be the perfect tenant and neighbor in a residential rental. This one is super easy. I did this one like pretty quickly. And then we have 5 new traits, which is wild. One of them is only available for elders, which we will get into, but starting off we have Child of the Village. Feel like whenever I spoke about this when we were finding information about it, I misspoke every single time. This is not only applicable to children. Children can have this trait. It's the one new trait that children can actually have, but anyone from a child to an elder can be a child of the village. These Sims love feeling anchored to their community and Tomarani culture. Keeping in touch with loved ones and engaging in activities that remind them of home is important for being happy. So they'll get wants to like interact with the spirit house, interact with loved ones, and mainly get moodlets. Also beware, because if you choose this trait, they're gonna set lanterns off at any given opportunity. That is an animation that I have seen so many times. If they're stood outside, they will let lanterns off. I think they can only let lanterns off if they are Child of the Village. So keep that in mind if you want your sim to let lanterns off. How many times can I say lanterns off? Hope none of you have your Alexa set to lanterns on off. We have Cringe, which I hate that I can relate to it as a millennial. Sims who are obnoxiously oblivious and oftentimes met with polarizing reactions. Cringe Sims can be socially unaware of their surroundings at times, but have an adorable enthusiasm for life. They can spout memes. They are basically embarrassing. People will get embarrassed by them, but I have a soft spot in my heart for Cringe Sims. We have generous, caring, empathetic, and patient. These Sims are happiest when when offering their time and money to help others. Everyone loves generous Sims, but they can be a little too brazen with their donations. We have nosy Sims who thrive on gossip, snooping, and spying. They have incredibly poor boundaries. They will whip binoculars out at any given opportunity. Again, I've seen that animation so many times. They don't even have to be far away to spy on someone. Don't quite understand what personal space is, but they will discover secrets by any means necessary. Kinda handy if you want to be a seeker of secrets. And finally, we have the elder only one, which is wise. So you can apply this within Create a Sim to elders. And I'm assuming if you have growing together only, this hasn't been confirmed, but you can't have more than 3 traits if you don't have growing together, assuming it can be acquired through gameplay if you have growing together. If you get your logic skill up to a level 10, I think you're more likely to get the wise trait. I just applied it to an elder in Create a Sim because I'm a cheat. A sim who's experienced enough life to know what really matters. These sims enjoy reminiscing and sharing life's wisdom, making them excellent mentors for those willing to listen. Their years of experience will allow them to naturally learn new skills with ease, and their emotional intelligence reduces their angry and uncomfortable thoughts. Kind of OP, if you ask me. I mean, to be fair, they have lived out a long life, so I feel like that's a good reward for an elder. I'm just wanting a pack that fully focuses on them. Although I will say, I am excited to create a retirement home. Moving on to the meat of Create a Sim, what I know all you nosy little Parkers are invested in. We have 8 new hairstyles for feminine tagged Sims. We basically have 7 because 2 of them are the same hairstyle. It's just that one of them has like a dye underneath, which I actually really like. One of the coolest dye jobs I think I've seen in The Sims 4, so I can very much appreciate that. I really like the hairstyles. I think they look really good. I knew I was going to. Like I said, once I saw them in the trailer, I was like, I feel like all of these are super, super usable. Here for it. We have 3 new hats. One of them is actually locked behind the new career, which is handy person, so that's unlocked at level 3. Then we have 3 sets of earrings. I love the jewelry. Can I just say, like, jewelry in this pack is gonna get used consistently by me. The glasses included, and then we got 2 new necklaces. The glasses, I do have the same feedback that I have every single time we get a pair of glasses. I really wish that they gave us all the color options with clear lenses and then all the color options with like a shaded lens, just because I think that could open up glasses a lot more than they currently are in The Sims 4. But yeah, I think the team absolutely killed it on the accessories. Then on to the actual clothing. Feminine tag stuff got 18 tops. 3 of them are locked. 2 of them you can buy actually at the night market. 1 of them you have to complete a tassels collection, which is new in this pack. They get 11 bottoms, 13 full body outfits. Again, 1 of them is locked behind that handy person career, and that unlocks at level 2 of the career. 3 bracelets, 6 shoes, 2 tattoos, for a grand total of 70 items in the feminine tagged stuff. Onto how I actually think it looks. Okay, so there's a mix between like crop stuff and then also like longer tops, which I for one am a fan of. Quite a lot of the bottoms that we got are high-waisted. Some of the crop tops sit like low enough that the high-waistedness is gonna cover their body. I think it's a super, super usable Create a Sim, if I'm being completely honest. I honestly was kind of shocked. I think I'm gonna get a lot of use out of so many of the assets. I really love the patterns that they included. I love the colors that they included. I personally think it's always really nice if we do get crop stuff that the higher waisted stuff can cover it if we choose to, because I think that offers more of an age range, more usability, and this pack definitely fits within that. I think Growing Together and this pack are really similar in those elements, and I think people are really, really going to enjoy that. I will say a lot of like the belts and ties and like layers that we have do sit a little bit weird. They're kind of flat on a lot of the assets, especially like a lot of the belted trousers or like ones that have like little cords in them. If you are bothered by those little details, that might annoy you a little bit, but you kind of have this mix of like workwear, or I guess things that you could like wear if you're doing like DIY or you're taking care of the house and stuff, like gardening, things like that, like very casual workwear. It doesn't look like it's like a professional handyman all of the time. None of them have like any dirty swatches like what we saw in Horse Ranch, but I think that actually makes this pack honestly even more usable. And then you also have that played off with kind of the more like casual stuff, and like I said, full body outfits again offer that kind of like age range, and I can see any sim of any age rocking most, if not all, of these clothes. Masculine, unfortunately, we've gone back to our old creator sim ways, and they got so much less than the feminine tag stuff. They actually got 52 items in total compared to the 70 in total for feminine tag stuff. 3 hairs, 1 facial hair, which I love the new facial hair. 2 hats, 1 is again locked behind the career. 1 set of glasses, 2 necklaces. 21 tops, again those 3 are locked, same as the feminine tag stuff. 11 bottoms, 2 outfits, but 1 of them is locked. 3 bracelets, 4 shoes, 2 tattoos. Honestly, I don't really understand the reasoning behind masculine tag stuff not getting like more full body outfits. The only full body outfit that they get, it's like a basically handyman outfit. Like it has big wellies on, you have a little tool belt around it. So I feel like unless you are using that as like a property manager or like another career that we have in the game, you're not really going to use that full body asset like all that often, which is kind of annoying. I do feel like the hairs feel like base game plus. They feel like base game hairs in their shape, but they just obviously look a lot better because they have like the updated hair textures that we have got used to in The Sims 4. I like the hairs. I do wish they got more than 3 because all of them are like quite short, and I do feel like they, even the bowl cut that like the younger Sims had, I don't know why that's not included for masculine Sims. I do feel like that is a missed opportunity. I will say masculine in general feels a little bit more dressy than the feminine stuff, which I don't mind, but it felt like feminine got like a lot of basics that we had been missing, and masculine is still missing a lot of basics in the game, but we didn't really get that in this pack. Like I was so annoyed when I saw a vest top and I was like, we have so many badly fitting vest tops for masculine Sims. Why couldn't we just get like a bare basic t-shirt that fit really, really well? I would have swapped out, I think, a couple of the masculine assets, but overall, again, I feel like it's really usable. Standouts for me are definitely like the utility vest. I freaking love that. I think overall with the masculine tag stuff getting like 18 assets less than the feminine stuff, I probably would have just added in a couple more longer pant options, especially with the lack of full body outfits. I just feel like that could have bulked it up a little bit. I fully understand that this is probably going to be a pretty warm climate to live in if you do have seasons installed, so I understand having like a lot of pairs of shorts and having enough to diversify really what like masculine framed Sims are wearing, and I do really, really appreciate that. I just think that probably would have bulked up the creator sim a little bit more and would have just offered more options for people, but that's pretty much the only thing I would potentially add to this pack, alongside a basic, not super fitted t-shirt. I realize I did not talk about the kids. They get 24 in total assets, and that's for masculine and feminine tag stuff. They get 9 hairs, 7 tops, 3 bottoms, 2 outfits, 3 shoes. I will say biggest standout for me for the kids is definitely the shoes. I absolutely flipping love them. They got some like Teva sandals, Teva, I don't know how you pronounce it, but really like usable sandals, and then also the little shark sliders I think are so cute. I've seen those like trending recently and it's really really cool that the Sims team decided to add them in. Apart from that, I didn't really feel like there was many standouts. Toddlers only got 10 assets, which again, I really don't think there's many standouts. I do love the bowl cut. I do prefer the infant stuff to the toddlers, specifically the like little shirt and shorts set that have little bananas on them. I think those are so flippin' cute. Like I said, the bowl cut is just the best thing that I feel we got for those younger Sims. And again, children can have child of the village trait. Even though the younger Sims did not get like a lot of stuff, I do feel like it's quite usable. I mean, it doesn't feel too different from what we already have in the game, which is why I feel like I didn't write that many comments about it, to be completely honest. But I mean, it's gonna fit in with like any world. This whole creator sim in general, I feel, is very, very usable. Like, they've obviously been inspired by Southeastern Asia, which has inspired the world and the creator sim, and obviously creator sim is also constantly influenced by like the climate of the world. But I feel like it's not one of those packs where they've kind of introduced new stuff in creator sim that you feel like you can't take outside of that world, which is how I personally felt about Horse Ranch. I feel like that wasn't a very usable creator sim, whereas this, I don't feel like I'm only tied to Tomarang. I will say, fair few of the masculine assets kind of had like a shiny texture to them, even on some of the stuff, like some of the fabrics that I feel in real life wouldn't really expect like loads of shine on. It feels like there was just a bit too much shine put on them. I, again, don't know if that's just like a me thing. And then sometimes there wouldn't be shine on like items that I expected there to be shine on. You can kind of see it like as I'm twirling the sim around, you can see like the light reflecting off it. That's what I mean by shine. But it could just be that the materials are meant to be a silk or satin, which if that is the case, that is completely understandable because they will obviously reflect that light in a different way to a lot of other textures that we have in the game. When it comes to stuff fitting on the opposite frame within Create a Sim, I definitely think the masculine fits better on the feminine framed Sims than the other way around, but I feel like that is always the case in The Sims 4. I will say they have smashed the bottoms this time. Usually when you put masculine tag stuff on feminine Sims, it like gets really weird around the crotch area, it gets like super bumpy, it goes in. It absolutely looks like they were made to fit both frames, which I personally think the team have been getting better and better at, especially with the introduction of kits. That's reflected absolutely in this creator sim, so I definitely wanted to give props to that. When it comes to the feminine tag stuff on masculine Sims, it's hit or miss. Basically in the chest area, I always feel like this is the case in The Sims 4, but if there's more like shadowing and obviously like the chest area on a feminine asset is like more defined and they've done that shadowing to really like highlight, then it doesn't work as well on masculine frames. However, there are a fair few feminine assets that actually don't have all of that shadowing and actually do fit really, really well on masculine frames. And I don't say that very often, so I am gonna shout it from the rooftops. Thank you, Sims team, for feeling like the effort was really put into that. That pretty much wraps up my thoughts of Create a Sim. I feel like that was a lot of words in a very short amount of time, so sorry if I like confused anyone or stumbled over anything, but let me know how you personally feel about Create a Sim. I am a really big fan of this one. I mean, there's no other way of putting it. I feel like I've been pretty critical of Creator Sims recently. I think Growing Together kind of smashed it. I've used Growing Together an awful lot, and I think this one again is just gonna be 2023, a year of heavy hitters for Creator Sim. Let me know what your standouts were, if there are some assets in here that you think you are gonna use, your critiques as well. I would also love to hear them. I love to hear the things that you like about the Creator Sim, what you don't like too much about the catalog. catalogue, and I will speak to you all tomorrow for my gameplay overview. I'm sorry it's coming like a day later than the embargo, but I wanted to take my time with it. I wanted to deep dive. There's a lot of like intricacies to talk about, so that's why I wanted to get the kind of easier videos out the way first. Can you blame me? Big thank you to the EA Creator Network for giving me early access, letting me record these videos for you. I hope this one was as helpful as the others that you've seen so far. Definitely tune in tomorrow for the gameplay overview. It's where we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty of those aspirations that we discussed, the traits, how apartments actually work, how you can become a property owner, how it works if you're only just a tenant, all of those things. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you always for the support on early access videos. Truly mean it. Like, they are a big part of my channel, and I really appreciate you choosing to watch me in the wave of simmers that upload, who are all incredibly talented. I'm gonna stop going on. I'm just getting soppy towards the end of the year. You know how it goes. I appreciate you always, and I will speak to you all in my next one. Bye now.